that sucked. Hello, ground. Hello, Lashari. Yo.
Are you alright? That wasn't on purpose. Really.
But a little warning next time.
Sorry. As I said, I didn't mean to do that. I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but normally you shouldn't feel more than a weak tickle at most, regardless of how it goes down. But, maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's so different.
Not the first one to tell me that. What exactly do you mean?
It's hard to explain. Somehow complex and cold, maybe. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. It worked, and that's what matters. Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and maybe even vanish if you're careful. And now I suggest you return to Constantine. I will get the stones to safety in the meantime. You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it.
Alright, so what are these stone fragments good for? You didn't tell me yet.
Well, put simply, they're supposed to protect us. But old Aranthiel will tell you more about it later.
Alright then. See you around.
Take care.
Sweet. Taming the waves. Part of something momentous. Part 1. Fort Constantine, what has transpired? Okay. So I think that's what we're gonna do is head back to old man Constantine. But we're gonna use a scroll to do so. Teleport to our Sun Temple. Maybe. Oh, here we go. I thought that was the extinguisher for a second. All right. Kaboom! Ninja, vanish. Okay, we made it back. Still a little beat up, but it's okay. Let's go inside the chronic ham.
Yes.
Howdy. Excuse me. Let's eat a little bit. Let that just kind of help us out. Oh, where is he? Constantine.
There you are. Walk blessed. Do you have a moment?
Yeah.
He knew.
Greetings. Of course. What do you need?
Oh, I thought they were talking to me. Fire spark.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
So, Lashari performed the ritual on me. There were problems in old Rashengrad.
So I suppose so.
Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work. Even though part of her report seemed to be a bit... enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
Elbowed me in the face.
So you're saying he was
Not sure I want to be part of this. Whatever it is. Just, fine. Where can I find him?
In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
150. A treasure map. Ooh, that sounds adventurous.
Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Indeed. Okay, now we gotta go see the Grandmaster Flash.
But
Aranthiel.
I understand why this is so important to you.
Aranthiel.
The Grandmaster wants us to examine the Purian history for hints about the cleansing, not for the motivations of some crazed commander.
Okay, back out to the Sun Temple.
I thought that maybe there.
This is holy ground,
Okay.
Amanda. You do not belong here.
Magister Connors has been looking for you.
Okay. Back over this way. Last house on the left. Temple-looking thing. All right.
This is holy
I heard your duplicate over there. Shut up.
do not belong here.
Well met.
Indeed. Hello. And we're inside. Let's come on up.
It is a suspicion, Teela. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries. This Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Nehrimese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Teela, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Teela, back then in Kira. And we all know
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
you have a visitor.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teela Aranthia, son of Lorius I and grandmaster of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name?
Deanne Holman. You wanted to see me?
Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable.
Talking about the Red Madness, aren't you?
Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Vin is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I.
These visions. So you know where they come from?
I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know
Have you heard?
is that the one
Apparently the Blue
responsible
Islands
for their
Coalition
death
sent
is
an
my
emissary
son,
here to Enderal.
Narazul
Despite the
Aranthiel.
wars. They are
He
bold.
hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed men of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed
He's giving the stink eye to the chick that interrupted him.
an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well.
Okay. We still chatting? You seem busy. Let's try old... Oh, no, we did it. Okay. Can't walk ahead of him. Parkour! Okay, can't really go anywhere. Hoot.
It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nehrim. I still do not know why he spared me.
That seems good.
Good question. Because at the moment stability is the highest good, even more so considering what we are facing. The rulers of Kira and Kile both made the mistake to acknowledge the death of the gods to their people, and the civil wars that followed in their countries are evidence of the chaos that such a revelation entails. Enderal is the cradle of the Order of the Gods, the epitome of theocracy. It is unthinkable what would happen if we confirmed these rumors. I am sure you understand this. Maybe when all this is over that will change, but for now it is imperative that we deny all rumors of that kind.
But you managed to free yourself.
Yes, after more than 30 years.
when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nehrim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams.
Okay. Still following you? Yeah, okay. He became bald for a second. Whee!
I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me.
An acolyte of your son? Weren't they your enemies then?
Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first, I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them.
It's the correct way to say it.
I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others, magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory.
Shared memory? You mean the dreams originate from a, what, a common mind?
The collective subconscious, yes. I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans.
Thus the excavations, like an old Rachsengard. What'd you find out?
3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end.
It's more. Oh. Pattern. I mean that the chronicles of each civilization are identical.
Not identical, but one can split them up into episodes which repeat themselves in the very same manner, into patterns.
Go back to the others real quick. That first response I liked. Hundreds of prophets have predicted the end of the world, and it never happened.
I see why you would say that, and I felt the same way for a very long time too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the cleansing.
And where do I come in? Where do these visions and my powers come from?
Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well.
Characters recur?
Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophetess.
I'm supposed to be a prophet?
It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly.
If I play a role, does that mean something is controlling me? Controlling us?
No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice.
What defines this prophet?
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future.
Into the past, and therefore into the future. What do you mean?
Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help.
And if all this doesn't interest me? So what's in it for me if I help you?
If it is wealth and power you seek, you will have it. The Order has enough of both.
And if all this doesn't interest me?
Hollow words. Deep inside, you know your responsibility. Trust me, we are more alike than you believe.
All right. If I can help, I'll try to do so.
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our Order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial.
What kind of test?
It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival.
And who are these 2 novices?
I have only a slight acquaintance with them. However, I know that they are both very talented and have been working hard toward the test. But see them for yourself.
All right, very well. Where can I find them?
At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm. But in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter. If and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
Okay. Path of Something Momentous, Part 2 begins. Yes. Go to the Heartland's border. We shall. Here we go.